Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. The Punch. Federal government deploys 10,000 troops against vandals as opposition NLC protests. Fresh explosion in Rivers. PDP protest as AGF APC threaten emergency rule extension. Naira for crude. Fuel price hike looms as Dangote NNPCL talks fail. Minimum wage NYSC to spend 307.6 billion on corpus mobilization. Stop military attacks on discos, Adelabu tells NSA. Sanwo-Olu unveils new blocks of classrooms in Ikorodu. Police confirm death of inspector, 12 gunmen in fierce battle. Mohbad's brother, friend arrested outside Lagos court. PDP tackles APC as Kogi constituents begin Natasha's recall. What stories do we have in the Punch?
So the Minister for Power decided to write to the NSA according to his special advisor on strategic communications, media relations, the one Mr. Bolaji Tunji. He said, asking the NSA to take action and stop the military attacks on the discos. He says, referring to the attack on the Eco Disco Badagry, office in Badagry, in Topo, Badagry, Lagos State. He says that this was, as a result of the non-consequence of the initial one at the Ikeja Disco headquarters in Ikeja. And he's asking the NSA, Malam Nuru Ribadu, to intervene by calling security operatives to order and ordering, and adding that there are ways such issues must be handled without resorting to violence. I think that, extensively, it should also be demanding that they are court-martialed.
Exactly.
It should be beyond this.
We're moving to
paddy talk, because it's all sounding like paddy talk.
Yeah.
You should be petitioning the NSA to order the chief of army staff to do the needful.
Yes.
Find out the men on these troops and the barracks and court-martial them for that. Because except you authorize that is a way to handle your people. But if you are saying government condemns, the government will say they condemn something.
We don't see the condemnation for action.
Without consequence, it will continue to happen.
Yeah, so police in Benue State have confirmed the death of 12 bandits and sadly one police officer, Inspector Tefa, in Buruku local government area of the state. They said that 19th of March, about 200 hours, while some of the operatives were on their way to a criminal hideout at Agwabi Tombo Ward in the area, they ran into an ambush that was laid by the bandits, the police, and then they engaged the police in a fierce gun duel. Thank God the police had superior firepower and they were able to neutralize 12 of the bandits, but sadly they had one casualty on the police side. They also recovered some items from them. They said AK-47 rifles, rounds of live ammunition, camouflage, uniforms, and all sorts of charms. And they've taken their bodies to the morgue, and they've been identified. They were confirmed dead. So thank God this ended, I can say a bit of victory on our side, but for the loss of the one police officer. Yeah. May he so rest in peace.
Amen.
So I took the story of Mohbad's brother, the younger brother of the late singer. Mohbad was arrested by operatives of the Nigerian police on the premises of the magistrates' court in the Ogba area of Lagos. His name is Adura. He was whisked away on Wednesday alongside a friend, Ibrahim Kole, also known as King White. After attending the court, it was, according to him, he sold a phone to one Damilola Ayinde. Then there's a Yomi Fabi who gave a press briefing in January against the brother, saying he had filed a petition saying Adura said he had this video of how Mohbad died. When they asked him for the video, they needed the video for evidence. He says, that they should give him 3 million naira in Bitcoin in exchange for the video evidence.
Wow.
But Adura has denied it, saying his phone was stolen by this Ayinde, and it was Ayinde that was
sending the messages.
Wow,
okay.
So meanwhile, after they arrested him, the mother started crying. in a viral video that was monitored by their correspondent, pleading for help to locate her son. In the video, she could be heard wailing inside the vehicle, claiming that the actor Yomi Fabi and one Sam Jojo orchestrated the abduction.
Yeah, I was going to say that Yomi Fabi sounds familiar.
Yeah,
that
actor.
yeah.
The one we say know everything will happen.
I think he is even the one that's against the wife from
The
He used to,
beginning.
yeah, it was the one that
Yes,
called
the
her.
first few videos he ever
said the
did
child
was talking
was not
against.
Mohbad.
Yeah. Let's move on now to the Daily Sun. Rivers emergency tempers flare in National Assembly. Fubara knocks kudos trail Tinubu's action. Price surge imminent as Dangote refinery halts petrol sale in Naira. Okpebolo predicts landslide victory for Tinubu in 2027. Court vacates order declaring Natasha's suspension as void. Correctional centers inmates in terrible conditions, according to the panel. Ibas takes oath of office as Rivers administrator. What do we have in the Daily Sun?
Let's take Natasha quickly. So the Federal High Court in Abuja had granted Senator Natasha interim order declaring her suspension by the Nigerian Senate as null and void, but they had to now set aside that order because the Senate has brought their own case before the same court. They've been able to now hear both sides, and the first application by the lawyer representing the Senate is to vacate that order in the interest of fair hearing, which the court had to do, that they can now, both.
What do you mean by vacate order?
Yes, move it
Set
aside.
it
It's no
aside.
longer null and
Okay.
void.
Oh.
It's not
Set it
so the matter. They go into the matter in detail.
Oh, okay.
So now both lawyers are now going to come and argue their case clearly. So she had gone before. When she go, they will hear only her and then grant her the interim order.
Okay.
When the other party now enters their own defense, the court will now do that. So which is what happened.
So there's
And
the other
then
part.
Also, the Kogi State people have started to sign. I hope Kogi will know say na recall na they sign. Because that
Hope
he's
they
looking
explain
for
to them.
they didn't. I don't think he was,
way.
but they said that dissatisfied people of Kogi are on presently signing a recall for process for against Senator Natasha because they are not pleased with her representation. They said that it is carried out beyond party lines, and they are doing it because her representation and performance has not addressed key issues such as poverty, infrastructure, education, and all of that. The chieftain of the
That should do
PDP,
well for them.
Abdurrahman Badamasui,
See,
had last week called on the electorate voters
Mafiosos.
in Kogi Central district of Kogi State to shun the planned verification exercise to recall Akpoti-Uduaghan, and but now that is ongoing. And I'm looking at the crowd and the videos. I'm thinking,
I watched
Come
the
and sign,
video.
come and sign.
Do they
I watched
understand
the
what they are
video.
saying?
See,
No, they're signing.
you will know that they don't know what they are doing.
Exactly.
They were lifting up their I'm sure they have told them that. So they interviewed two people.
Okay.
And those two people said they told them to come for empowerment. When they reached there, when they reached there, they now told them
To sign.
to bring their voters card, and they say, for empowerment, why do we need voters card? So they took a step back, said no, they are not going to. So those ones,
Majority of the people there will not understand
they
what
will
they
not.
are
I said they brought out their voters card. They were doing like this.
Jesus.
They are doing like this. So I'm sure they have told them, if you bring your voters card, you collect
Something.
a bag of rice or
Hey.
I don't know what they have promised them, but you will know that they did not know. When somebody was filming some of those signing, one was looking at them like, why are you filming me now? Well,
They've set people.
mafiosos, when they walk like this,
We
No,
have
they
to go,
attempted the same
unfortunately.
for-
Oh, really?
just pray you don't
We have
enter
to
their
go.
trouble.
Who has the audit panel to federal government? Are prisons in deplorable
I
condition?
do.
Okay, please take that.
The federal government
That's
visitation
Vanguard.
panel on nation's custodial centers. They've drawn the attention of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to the pathetic condition of correctional centers. Because we don't have time, let me see if I can just get there straight. They said that first of all, sorry. Okay, so I need to say that there was a panel that was set up, and we have Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, Fakwaunda is the one that is leading that particular panel, Mr. Olawale Fakwaunda. And so what he says that auditing the prisons, they interface with different categories of inmates, found their conditions to be unpalatable, lack of legal representation. Most of the inmates are suffering ailments that the prison authorities could not bear the cost of medication. And they're asking that, the federal government, the AGF, to come to the rescue of Nigerian prisons and their inmates to alleviate their poor conditions. They're also saying that the conditions are deplorable. Inmates come out with and they need to come out with concrete remedy that will make life bearable for the inmates. Anyway, prisons conditions terrible.
Not looking good
and
at all. Yeah.
Federal government needs to look into it.
All right, let's take a short break now. Thank you, ladies, for your contributions. When we come back, we move into our special feature for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.